So thank you so much for joining me today, Clara. I know you are a mom of a 17-month-old, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're a life coach, and you're bilingual, which is amazing, all of those things together. Yeah, and I just really appreciate all that you're doing in the world. So
Thank you so much, Kate.
yeah, thanks for being
Likewise.
here. Oh, well, thank you so much.
My goodness.
Thank you so much. So I'd love to know, where were you at in business and in life when you came across Origin?
Well, I would have to, by your standards, I guess it goes with the emergence, visibility. I know the mantra. It's safe for me to be seen. Taking that in all the way. So I think that's where I was. And I was getting support from another group. But when I heard about your group and knowing that you have a little girl and it's your first and Angelina's my first, and I thought, I think this is where I need to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it a different business-oriented group?
It's both like business and life. You kind of go through this like certification thing, and then you have these circles, but no one in the circle was a new mom.
Okay.
There were moms, but more seasoned moms, and I just needed that support and just someone to tell me that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm only a couple months ahead of you, but from a mothering standpoint.
But still, look at you.
We're doing it. Look at us.
Look at
Look at us.
Look at us. Yes.
So, and how did you come across Origin?
I think it was your email list.
Okay.
I'm on your email list, and I read your stuff, and I was like, man, this is cool. And then I think I saw one of the trainings on sustainable success, the one with that you were talking about how to schedule your time.
Yeah.
That's genius, by the way. Gosh, that is cool.
Has that helped?
So much. So much. I feel like internally I already knew that, but no one had gave language to making sure that you schedule your, that you measure your energy instead of actually measuring time, and switching the way that you see time. That has been the best part of being a part of Origin for me.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So how have you shifted, obviously you have a lot going on. How have you shifted specifically your scheduling practices or your time management as a result of that energy tracking or seeing time in a new way?
Yeah, well, my idea before the baby was born was that I was gonna run my business while the baby was napping and when she went to sleep. When the baby's napping, I have as I'm putting her to sleep, I'm thinking about all the things that I'm gonna do. They don't really all happen.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those things happens. And then at the end of the day, I'm so tired. And at times I was like judging myself and pushing myself, like I should be working, I should. But what I've done now that I'm learning this new way of seeing time and measuring my energy is actually honoring the things that I need to do that are important and doing them at the beginning of the day. And like really measuring when do I have energy, when do I have focus, like focus and energy, go hand in hand. So making sure that I do those things first and not waiting for the baby to go to sleep or for the baby, or the end of the day, and then actually getting like real childcare so that I can do the things that need to get done when I have the energy.
And have you been able to do that, to have some additional help so she's not with you all day?
I have, yes. So my big word, for transforming into motherhood is support. Gosh.
Yeah.
Support. So I called everybody in. My mom, my sister, everyone who said when I was pregnant, I'll babysit.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You're like, hello.
Hello, you said you would.
Yeah.
So please.
Good for you.
Yes.
So you're really honoring that asking for help aspect.
Absolutely.
Good. I love hearing that so much.
Yes, and especially too from my partner, making sure too that he knows what's going on and like these are the things that I need to get done today and I need your support to do them.
Yeah.
And what do you need to get done so that I can support you as well?
Right,
Yeah.
because it's definitely a give and take.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know that one of the things that you're working on is a group program.
Yes.
And you work also with entrepreneurial moms.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that program and also maybe how because it started before Origin, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me about that, and then maybe how Origin has informed either your marketing or your content or anything that's shifted as a result of being part of our community as you're working with these women?
Yeah, well, that's a big question.
Yep.
That's a great question. The program is called Peaceful, Purposeful Progress. And that name was given to me while I was nursing my daughter, because as I was nursing her, sometimes I was having a little bit of anxiety over like, okay, I really want to be with her, but I also really want to do my work. Like, I love my job. I love what I do. God, I love it. And so I was feeling torn, and I was asking God and asking my angels, like, please, how can I do this? I know there has to be a better way. I don't want to feel anxious. And I just heard 3 words, which were peaceful, purposeful progress. So I said, I'm sure there has to be many other women out there, like not just new moms, but women driving themselves crazy to reach something and not doing it in a peaceful way, like not taking really good care of themselves and their minds in the process. So I created this group. And I just put it out there, and I was like, peaceful, purposeful progress. I started working, I put it out with the women that I had been working with before, and a lot of the ladies that have been with me coaching have been with me for years. So they were super excited. And so what we do is, like, every week I put out something new for them to learn. So like last week we were learning about solution-focused brief therapy.
What's that?
So it's exactly what it sounds. It's like when you have a challenge or you have a problem, instead of thinking about solving the problem, you specifically think about the solution that you want, right? And that could look so different, right? And so with that, then you start to think about what are the things that I'm already doing to solve my situation or to get myself to the solution. So I give them something to think about, a skill to learn. I give them homework, and then once a month we get together and we all talk about how we are making peaceful, purposeful progress.
Cool.
And it sounds so simple, but you can imagine, right? Working mothers, being a mom, being a friend, all it takes for us to be women, and sometimes we're just completely forgetting to take care of ourselves, especially taking care of our minds and just flowing and being peaceful and making sure that we're making progress towards the things that we want and not the things that other people want us to do. So have this program together. Right now it's in a beta group, so I'm testing it out. I'm learning everything on Teachable is where I teach it, learning all that technicality. But I couldn't be happier because the women are making so much progress, and me myself, and knowing, being part of Origin, I've been able to really think about what is it that I really want these women to get out of this experience. So I'm learning from you as as I'm doing this program, I'm learning. So, gosh, what else have I been able to take from Origin? Well, I love the simplicity of the way that you teach the program. It's like at your own pace. No one's like, you didn't do your homework. I mean, the women that I work with are super smart and amazing and totally
driven,
capable.
I'm sure.
And just like myself, like, I don't need anybody telling me what to do. I'm good. Like, you put the information there and I'll take it when I need it. And I love that. And so I love that model, and I've been taking a little bit of that model and giving it to the women, because I feel at the beginning I was kind of like overdoing a little bit, like making sure they're doing their homework, and are you doing your homework, and email me back, and no, just trying to, I'm being a little bit more relaxed. Yes, I'm letting them do things on their own.
On their own time. So when you joined Origin, what were you hoping to get out of it?
When I joined Origin, I think what I was hoping to get was a little bit more soulful support, like more of the information of what I needed being a new mom. So, I said, I know Kate's gonna have some awesome stuff to share because you're going through it. It's not about having things all figured out. And I love that, like, you put that out from the beginning. You're like, I'm figuring this out right now. Together, let's do this together. And I love that. Like, it was just very real. For me, what was I hoping to get out of it was just to meet other women that are doing amazing things, but that are also having challenges being moms. And I think when you talk about it, you can find solutions.
Totally.
So, I mean, I'm just like, I don't want to be in isolation anymore.
Yes.
Or
I know, that keyword.
pretend that I have it, because I don't have it all together. Like, who does?
Nobody.
Right. And so just being genuine and being around other genuine, amazing women was what I was hoping to get out of it.
I love that. And so you said that the energy tracking aspect and the planning your day has been really helpful for you.
Yeah.
Has there been anything else that's part of Origin, either the content or the community or even just the philosophy, that have really helped you in business or in life in a specific way?
I mean, so the womb wisdom. Oh my God. That conversation with your mom.
Yeah.
That was awesome. At the same time, I had been reading a book called Feminine and Powerful.
Okay.
And when I was pregnant with Angelina, I was doing a lot of like energy work and working with a few healers to embody more of my feminine energy, because I was totally like, make it happen, set a goal. Like that used to be my slogan, actually. Set a goal, make a plan, make it happen.
Yep.
No.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
but that can be a lot as like the only way.
Right. There's more.
Yeah.
There's more, than just being kind of like male-like.
Yeah.
So embodying my feminine energy is something that I have been working with, something that has been in the forefront of my mind, being a mom. And so learning a womb wisdom, and like you can be more open to support and receiving and being more receptive and doing things slowly and doing less. Just like continuing to hear that and seeing examples. The examples have been invaluable for me. Awesome. So those interviews that you do with the different women, and they're sharing like their nitty gritty, everything that it took. I'm like, oh my God, I know comparison is not something that you should do, but I mean, we all do some form of that, right? So to hear some of the women say like, oh yeah, it wasn't until my daughter was like 6 years old that I started to do this and that, or it's taken me 12 years. Like, okay, Clara, we can do this. Like, there is so much more to go, and I'm doing pretty well. Yeah.
That's so great. That's so great to hear, because that is exactly, I want women to feel like they're doing great. Like that is the mission. Is like, I want you to know you're powerful. I want you to know you're not crazy. And I want you to know you're doing great. And just like to honor that and give yourselves more space to be who you are. So I'm so glad that you're receiving that.
Yeah.
And are there any specific ways, you did share with me about your program, and I loved the example about, giving the women in your program a little more space to do things at their own pace. So that's such a great practical example. Are there any other specific ways that your business has grown or that your life has shifted as a result of being part of Origin, or what you've learned in our community?
Yeah. Well, I love how you've been talking a lot about like actually building a business and not always trading time for money, right? So, and doing less to have more, and doing less to be more. And so I've been like reeling myself back and not doing as many different events or speaking engagements, so that I can truly focus on like, what is it that I'm here to truly say? And when I do say it, that I say it in the correct venue, right? In the right venue that feels right for me. So since being in Origin, I said no to my first conference.
Wow.
Ever. Because I was like, if you have me, I will come. Like, please.
Yeah.
And that's like starving artist mentality. And I'm so done with that, because I don't have starving artist time.
Right.
So, So I've like for the rest of the year, I have stopped booking myself events. And so I'm planning next year. So I'm already like in January, I have like one big conference, and then in February, like one really big event. And so like being super intentional and just valuing what I do even more than before, and my time, because everything that takes away from Angelina has to be like amazing. Yeah. So that's one of the things. It's like, seeing the examples of other women doing amazing things and doing them slowly and very intentionally, kind of gives me permission to say, you know what, like, you don't have to hustle so hard. There is another way, and there is space for you to do things in the way that feel really good for you to do.
How did it feel for you to say no, and what happened as a result in your business?
Oh, Jesus, it felt pretty bad. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, it was my first time.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? But I had just like gotten off the phone with a friend of mine who's like a brand strategist extraordinaire woman lady, and she's like, Clara, like what you do is so darn good. You can pick the places where you want to go. You can pick the places. Right. And so when this person came to me, like we had come up with like this criteria.
Okay.
If this amount of people, like is it really just women? And it didn't fit.
Right.
And yeah, the person kept like asking and asking and asking again and again, texting me, and I was like, no, maybe next year, maybe next year. Yeah, it felt pretty terrible, but then it felt really empowering. And I mean, there's like magic to saying no to the wrong, to the things that don't feel right. And then, I don't know, maybe like 24 hours later, I get a phone call that I got like this award from like the Dominican festival, and like all these amazing other things that this is egg wisdom, that I was not expecting just started to happen. And I think is because of the clarity and the space, and just being super intentional and valuing myself, my time, what I do. Yeah. I mean, and I think that I can always work on that.
Oh yeah, so we all can totally work on that muscle. So that's awesome. What do you think would have happened, or where would you be now if you hadn't decided to join Origin?
I think maybe I would have been a little bit more on my own, and just kind of getting the pieces of the different things that I need from different places. I have a lot of support, but to have like a center place where there's like interviews and people you can talk to, and like moms that would just like completely understand what you're going through. I think I would have just gotten the support, just like a little bit more scattered. And not so centralized.
Right. Yeah, we try to make it easier for you so you can spend less time searching and more time getting what you need.
When you need it.
When you need it.
Yeah, which is lovely.
I love that. Yeah. Is there anything else that you think it's important for entrepreneurial moms to know, either about Origin or just this kind of whole philosophy of doing less to have more?
Gosh, yes. I think that, so many of us think that we can do it by ourselves. And so many of us think that, we need to look a certain way and we need to keep it together. And I'm just like so done with that. So done. Especially, in the Latino community. It's bad.
Really?
Yes. It's like you're supposed to look a certain way by a certain time. Like if you had your baby a year later.
The pressure around that is insane.
Lord Jesus. Yeah. And then you got to make sure that you're like an excellent partner, and your business has to be a certain way. And it's like, yeah, I know you're struggling. Speak it. Yeah. Like just speak it. Like speak to people that deserve to hear what you're going through and that can help you. There's people out there. But gosh, like we just need to stop trying to pretend that we can do it alone. And I think that that and depression like go hand in hand.
Yes.
And I'm so ready to do something about that. Like we can't. We need to hold each other. Sister friend, I'm here for you, like whatever you need, and just support each other, because there's a really bad epidemic out there of not just postpartum depression, but depression in women in general.
Totally.
And I think that belonging to a group like this, to see women in their real light, and being amazing, but also just, being real, it's just invaluable.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I think it's such an important point.
Yeah.
Now, where do you see yourself going moving forward? Like, what's your next dream? Where are you headed with Origin, in this community, and just with all the beautiful things you're creating?
Well, one of the things is that I really want to allow myself to evolve, for my business to evolve with me. So one of the things that I want to talk about more is parenting. I feel really amazing about what I've been able to do with Angelina and what Chris and I are doing together. And starting next month, I'm going to start working with an organization facilitating some parenting workshops. Cool. I'm no expert, but I think I have something to say. Yeah. I can share my experience, and I have a background in education and management, and so not that a child's like a business, but
I think that parenting and entrepreneurship do have a lot in common, which is why I thought Origin made sense.
Right, the coordination and
there's a lot of similarities.
A lot. So parenting, and then also focusing more on supporting Latina women, and I'm a Spanish native speaker, and so I really want to make sure that I'm infusing everything that I am into the different offerings that I do. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and for all the amazing work you're doing in the world, and thank you for being part of Origin.
Yeah, well, Kate, thank you so much for having me here. I absolutely love talking to you and sharing my story with the ladies.
Thank you.